Hi, this is Andrea Perrin. You're listening to Glenda's Dragon's Den, where everything is wild and untamed.
Hi, this is Glenda Dawson. Welcome to Glenda's Dragon's Den. Hope everyone had a great week. And it's just wanted to let you guys know it is a little hot in here today.
Everywhere you are, baby.
But, we're going to give it a good old try to get this done for you guys and, get through to the subject of spiritual protection. I have Ashley, my co-host, here with me. LD, the Dragon Wrangler, and my youngest son, David.
Hello.
So, Ashley, how was your week?
It was pretty good. Kind of hot. I got a little toasted by accident. I forgot that the sun burns flesh when left out unprotected for long periods of time. So that was a relearning experience.
Just a reminder.
Oh, yeah.
At least it happened in the beginning of the season and not in the middle.
They're early reminders. Like, hey, by the way, you might want to try sunblock.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
LD, how you been doing?
I've had a great week. Limping Ox has been fitted with a pair of orthopedic moccasins, and I'll be dancing around the fire in no time.
Oh, boy.
All righty. I'm not even going to go there.
Nope.
David, how you been, hon?
Fine, just, crazy.
Okay, so it's normal.
Yep.
All right. How did you do during this week with all the traffic and the accidents and all that other stuff?
Oh, God.
On Route 80.
On Route 80, that was horrible.
That was like the generator fell off the truck, right?
Not
Yeah.
just the generator, a 75,000-pound generator onto a vehicle, and everyone survived.
Well, that's
Even the
good.
dog.
Whew.
Even the dog.
Even the
miracle,
dog that was trapped for
miracle
4 hours.
Still happened. Still happened.
So, yeah.
It took everybody a long time to get home, but everybody got home safe.
That's what matters.
Exactly. We get angry and we do all this stuff, and we got to look at the big picture. Before we start today's show, I do want to talk about something. I've been getting a lot of questions and messages about how come I know so much. Mm-hmm. Because I've kept it all my life. I've kept everything I know very secret.
When did you start?
Anyway, when did I start?
Yeah.
Start getting knowledge?
Yeah.
The day I was born.
Right.
Yes.
And then you took a big leap at 2, or
Big
just
leap.
before you were 2.
Uh-huh.
So you've been busy.
I've been busy.
You've been busy.
I just keep things very quiet. I've had very good mentors. I've had 3 of them in particular that were not family members. I had my mother and my grandmother. And
Those are family members, honey.
That's what I was thinking.
Shh. Quiet, you two. They were always telling me that whatever I do, to keep it to myself. Mm-hmm. If I ever needed anything, if I had a question about something, to go to them. Now, when I became an older adult in my 30s, late 20s, early 30s, I met 3 other ladies that were very connected, they had developed their gifts very well, and they taught me a lot also. And they combined their gifts and their knowledge, and basically they used to tell me the same thing. You don't put all your cards on the table, because then you're giving the other side the ammunition that they need to attack you, whether they're spiritually attack you or they know your weaknesses that way. I'm also not about ego.
If you keep singing, I will just turn off your mic. I am too baked and not in the Colorado way.
I also keep my ego out of the way. am very particular.
Yeah, she locks me in the closet.
I am very particular about what I tell people that I know how to do, or what I have been given to the tools to use in this lifetime, in my path. I remember very well when a close friend of mine, Becky, said to me one time, we were at her friend's house. Remember that?
I remember this.
And she just said to me, Glenda, you never told me you had so many gifts. And what I joked around, and I turned around and said to her was, shh, quiet. I got to keep a reputation to keep. Because even though she had known me for almost 2 years at that point, and we had gone to many classes and many workshops, and we had hung out, and we had gone to places and all that, I never really let anybody really know what I can do and I cannot do.
Yeah.
Only on necessity and on a need-to-know basis.
And then there was the way we met.
And then anyway,
Where you asked me, do I talk like that to people I just met? And what did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
You're here what I don't say.
Yeah. I said, you should hear the shit I don't say.
Yeah.
So we both kind of come from the same
But
place, just different classes.
so there was, however, one mentor. The last mentor I technically had for the spiritual side of things. And we were doing a workshop, and I remember her saying that the result of that workshop was that I was cursed. And I basically...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, basically
Fantastic.
I said, yeah, I know. And they were all like looking at me like, wait, you knew? I'm like, yeah, I've known for years. I know exactly where it came from. I know exactly what to do with it. I'm just letting everything fall in its place, and then I'll know what to do. I'm letting people, giving them enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah.
Timing is everything.
Yeah, so I don't need to run out and do this and do that against anybody. Everything falls into place at the right time, at the right place. That does not mean I will not protect myself.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody needs spiritual protection and should know about it regardless of what religious beliefs or lack of they have. It's one of those things that it doesn't matter if you're going to the store, if you're buying a car or buying a house. Negativity comes in many, many different forms and can damage your aura. You know, and they could throw fear at you. They could throw anger at you. You could go into depression. You could be in arguments all the time.
Yeah.
You could.
No, you can't.
You could create a very negative environment for yourself, and you know that could cause problems over time. So, if you start by protecting yourself and cleansing everything and blocking, instead of allowing things to happen, you're already one step ahead.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the alarm system. You know, you put an alarm system in your house and you only cover the door. Okay, that person may see the alarm, not come through the door, but they're coming through the window. So you got to
Exactly,
make sure
yeah.
you cover all your bases. You know, I remember my maternal grandmother. At a very young age, she used to say that everything that she is telling me, there's a purpose, and to remember every word and how she says it. And she was basically the person I looked up to, because my father was a very, very Christian man.
Yeah.
My mother was Christian, but she had a more open way
Like
about
Christian
herself.
light, like diet Christian maybe a little bit.
Well, no, she was Christian, but she had an open mind.
All right.
She was open. She knew there was more to life than what was just given to her and shown to her. And she also used to be one of the people that used to call this hell. This was hell for her. And then we go to what is labeled heaven. This is where you're miserable. You do all your penance.
I definitely feel it in this room right now.
Yes. yes. And yeah. And I feel the little sweat in the back of my back. Okay.
Already.
But that's also sort of Taoist, isn't it?
That's kind of, but
Yeah.
you know,
So
she was open.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people really don't get. And one of the things people don't get, you're in this classroom, this physical plane, this lifetime, to experience everything at the risk of this physical plane. Everything comes with its downside or its challenge. It's a give and take. Whereas once you finish your contract in this lifetime, you really don't have the same penance that you have when you make mistakes here. And a lot of paranormal people are just totally focused on what happens after death. What happens after death? You know what? That's not why we're here. We're here to live. We're here to embrace opportunities for love and create opportunities for love and find fulfillment in those opportunities, not to focus on what happens after. And that's a mistake, in my opinion, that a lot of people in the paranormal field make. And that's another reason why we are not at liberty to give everything away, because, you know, it's sort of on a need-to-know basis. And I hate to say that. Too fucking bad. It's on a need-to-know basis. There, I said it.
Okay. So the premise of this show is to provide insight to some
Provide
of,
effing protection.
yes, to some of the blocking exercises I used to protect myself, my home, the cars, my children, my family, extended family, from spiritual attacks. Now, when I say spiritual attacks, that could be anything from somebody being envious because you just were able to get the purse that they wanted.
Or the car.
Or the car. That's like when I bought my car.
Yeah.
Or anything in between. It could be something done non-malicious. You know, they had no real intentions to cause you harm.
Yeah.
People don't realize how powerful thoughts are. They take their thoughts for granted.
Right.
And that's why it's, you know, even though I talk a lot of shit and you know,
And
fool
he
around a
does.
lot, and I do, you know, my thoughts,
I'm
my
always
thoughts
putting
are
out fires on
basically.
Facebook. Just always. I'm just
sorry?
gonna get like a fireman's hat, like one of those ones you get at the dollar store, and then just kind of like, all right, guys, I'm here.
Yep.
What happened? All right, I got the bucket.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. And I'm moist, by the way. But
Ugh.
even though
I hate that word.
That hurt.
I know,
Oh, God.
Nasty.
dewy, is that better? I'm dewy.
That just makes it more perverted.
What can I tell you? So, you know, the bottom line is that people don't understand just how powerful thoughts are. And it's truly important, even though, you know, I kid around a lot, and Glenda and I are very big into, you know, what's called dark or black humor.
I am?
Just a little there, Morticia, okay?
Just a little.
Just a little.
I still have my dead flowers at home, and we could vouch
All
for
over the
that.
place, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are they dead because you actively wanted them dead, or it's just the thing that happens whenever someone gives you a plant?
Okay,
for more
when
than
somebody
5
cuts a
minutes?
flower, it's dead. It just doesn't know it yet. And
And
then if you
People
keep
keep
it,
giving me plants, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. It's going to
Yeah.
sit in my car and
Oh,
die
no.
a slow death.
All of the bouquet of roses that I've ever gotten in my life have representation in my house. At least one rose I have been able to take and put upside down and let it freeze in time upside down perfectly.
including number 5,784, which was from the first bouquet I gave her.
At least. I do. I should take pictures of it.
They're all over.
They're all over.
They're all
all
over.
the kids are always like, and then I have a vase with all the ones that I saved from the bouquets that were sent to me at any particular job. Mm-hmm. From people I did not want to bring home.
Yeah.
You know, it's not appropriate to get a client to give you whole book,
Yeah.
24 red roses.
It's like, please marry me. And I'm like, I just got you out of paying that bill to your wife. No.
I know all your secrets. No, thanks.
No, I was married.
That didn't stop. That doesn't stop people.
That does not stop
I'm married
people.
with 5 kids. I don't care. I'll marry you anyway. I'm like, you've got so many problems.
Yeah, no, it's so wrong in so many levels. But, so I just, I guess I have a little dark humor. Anyway, not much.
Just realized
not
now.
much.
But in what we do, you sort of have to be able to get that energy out and not carry it with you. And everything is opportunity, and there is humor in everything if you just twist it to the right degree. So, you know, this is all part and parcel to why we can't sit here and disclose everything, because, first of all, some of it is semantics. Some of it requires in-depth explanation, and we're not here to really go into in-depth explanation. In fact,
We
the
never
protection,
hear the end of it.
the protection, it's only a 2-hour show. The protection that you're going to talk about is not the beginning and end of the protection
No.
panacea that you
Ooh, that's $1.50 word.
Oh,
Wow.
that you
I'm impressed.
have
Take us to church. Panacea.
have in your utility belt. Okay, that girl.
All right, Batman.
No, I always wanted to be Robin.
All right, you gotta love them green tights,
Good-
I guess. At least they're not hockey pants.
Actually, Robin didn't wear green tights. Wore-
Yeah, he just
no.
wore no pants
Yeah.
and little booties.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But no, my taller friend always wanted to be Batman, and I was more than happy to be Robin because he just wasn't quite as square. But and then I actually got to meet Yvonne Craig, and that was a whole other thing. But anyway, so Batgirl,
Batwoman.
bring out that utility belt.
Anyway, like he said, this is not the all in all. This is just part of some of the tools you could use.
Or as I like to refer to it, the bat harangue.
Anyway, first, you got to take spiritual protection very seriously. Blocking is very important, and cleansing when you were not able to block in time, cleansing afterwards is very important. And it everything is to evolve. So if you're smudging, for example, and you usually do from the door, you start and you go to counterclockwise, and it's not really working, even though that's the standard, for example, then go the other way.
Okay, can we define smudging for the unindoctrinated?
Smudging.
Well, not indoctrinated. That's a bad thing. Uninitiated?
No, that's kind of a fraternal thing. No, the people that don't really know and
what it
haven't
is.
been
Yeah.
brought into the understanding of what smudging is.
Smudging.
Smudging.
Smudging. Okay.
There will be a test after the end of the show.
Yes.
Vocab words like panacea and smudging. Well, panacea.
Dulcinea.
Now, burning certain incenses. It could be Palo Santo, it could be frankincense, it could be sage.
Wait a minute. In the Catholic Church, when they wave that pot around,
Yes.
is that smudging?
Yes, it is.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Seriously?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Yep. Sandalwood,
Wow.
myrrh, Palo Santo,
Yeah, she likes Palo Santo.
I love Palo
She used it
Santo.
twice.
I love that
She
smell.
loves Palo Santo.
I do. And even dragon's
Sage.
blood. Yes.
Dragon's
Sage.
blood is like the fabuloso of spiritual cleansers.
Huh?
You could just get like fabulous. It's like dragon's blood's kind of like fabuloso. You can use it on anything.
Yes, on anything. And
But sometimes you need to get out like the OxyClean Clorox bleach, so you
which
need the
is-
bigger guns.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends. And sometimes you could even mix them. You can sweet grass, for example. Okay, if you want to up the sage, give it a oomph,
Kick it up a notch.
kick it
Bam!
a notch. There you go. You add sweetgrass to the mix. And that just tells the other side, all right, she means business. Let's kick this up a little bit higher. Let's do it. And I could tell you, I coach somebody right now who, when he does the smudging and the intervals that I ask him to do it, everything is calm in his house. He's able to do his path work without any interruptions or unwelcome visitors. And when he doesn't, and he starts up again, him and his wife actually heard somebody say, "Oh, F, he's doing this again."
That's one of your international clients?
That's one of my
It's like fumigating.
So
Yes.
you don't have to be
Yeah.
in the same room with Glenda if you really do want to learn some of these techniques, but you do have to be serious about it.
Yes, this is all serious stuff. I mean, it's
Like, I'll never
anything.
freaking learn this shit. 'Cause
Yep.
My goodness.
Anyway, everything has to be done in a serious, respectful manner.
fuck, I'm out.
2 bombs now.
I think we're like 4 or 5 bombs in. It's just
I try to
carpet
keep-
bombing.
I tried to keep just the initial here, I was just quoting, but I kept it.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a difference in like the effect of the herb if you use an incense stick or if you use the whole herb?
The whole herb has the full properties, all the properties. Once they process it to do incense and all that other stuff, kind of dilutes it a little bit, but it's still very effective. It's just that, and also sometimes you can't get the actual herb.
Yeah, because I picked up like this little packet of like white sage at like Planet Earth Gallery up here in the Pocono area.
Are they a
And then-
sponsor?
No, but they're awesome. You should check them out anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
They
they'll
should
be
be
a
a
sponsor.
sponsor.
Maybe there'd be a sponsor.
Maybe.
Yes, there you go.
But oh, my son hates it when I burn. It's like, oh my god, it stinks. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. You won't lose anything at random,
You should
and people
use
won't be whispering in your room. You're welcome.
do Palo Santo.
Oh, but I love that stinky stage.
I know,
But it's not about you.
Yes, it is. I don't know where to get Palo Santo.
Well, that's a different challenge. Why don't you ask?
I know
The
where to
host.
get them. I know where to get them.
Okay, you got the connects.
I got the connect.
You're the Salo Ponto dealer in Stroudsburg
Palo
region.
Santo, yeah.
It is a legal thing. It is not a code.
Anyway, some of the
It's a
other...
piece of wood, for God's sake.
Yes, it is.
Calm the freak
It's
down.
a piece of wood that they will not even harvest until the tree has actually fallen over.
Okay.
And then they wait a certain amount of years before they even touch it. And then they cut it, and then they wait another certain amount of time.
Are we
And-
talking incense or bourbon?
No, it actually is pieces of wood that they let it really soak in and ferment, I guess would be what it is, harden, and this
Process.
is process, okay. Naturally processed,
Yes.
not processed.
Not
through
processed. Process.
through the chemicals and all that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really from Peru and Ecuador, I believe. Those are the only 2 places that they have.
Is it hard to get?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's
So you
not
need
really...
the Glenda dolphin.
Well, I mean, if you go to Peru
Yeah.
and you
So
know
Palo
to talk
Santo
to,
supplier should be a sponsor of Glenda's Dragons Den. is what you're
absolutely,
saying?
it's a little easy to
Yes.
get. But there are different places that carry it, understanding it's an important piece of the arsenal to have when you go out and do the level of work that Glenda and I do for remediation.
Now, is this any
and
piece of
resolution.
wood, or is Palo Santo a specific?
Palo Santo is the actual...
Oh, that's the tree, and then you just
actual
gotta
tree.
wait for it to age like cheese.
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
cheese.
Yeah.
Completely unrelated to this episode.
Well, that's your protection.
Curd your tongue, young lady.
What?
Curd your tongue.
Curd.
No, I want
Oh my
cheese.
God, so many like dad jokes.
Yeah.
And poor David is
I found my
suffering
special
all of them all
purpose.
2 at once.
Right? I'm getting everything live.
Yes, you are.
And it's Saturday night. No.
Should we take a break or...
But do you want to take a break?
Yes, let's take a break.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she wants to yell at me.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Maybe hit him.
Uh-oh.
We'll be right back. Stay
Ruh-roh.
tuned.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, Caesars, high tops, blowouts, shape-up, tape-ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534.
I'm Liza Hotchkiss. And I'm Johnny Hotchkiss, and we are Core Phenomena Research. And you're listening to Glenda's Dragon's Den on Wild FM.
Hi, welcome back. This is Glenda Dawson, your host of Glenda's Dragon's Den. We're going to be continuing the discussion on spiritual protection. I also want to mention that spiritual protection involves doing many things at once. The purpose is really to create a fortress all around you, and it doesn't matter, regardless, whatever you want to think, whether you believe, whether you have a religion, whatever your path is. I incorporate a little bit of a lot of different backgrounds. You know, I have a Christian background. I had in Cuba, they were very strict religiously, and every little thing that you can do to incorporate into a full plan is good.
But everything you do is for greatest good. You do nothing from the dark.
Well, I don't have a dark background.
Right.
So I incorporate
but when you say I incorporate a lot of, I can see people going, oh my God. And yeah, just want to point that out.
All right. Stop being so over dramatic. You're such a Capricorn today. Oh my God, dear Lord. Anyway, also, protection requires practice and continued practice. Now, what I mean by that is you have to keep doing it. You can't think that you can go and smudge a room once and, oh, I'm protected, nothing's going to come in here, and never do it again. It's a continual thing because spirits are always there, thoughts are always there, people with malicious thoughts are always there, darkness is always there. In general, everything that people think, do, you have to remember everybody evolves. They evolve into all of a sudden, who used to be your best friend, all of a sudden got angry at you because you have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're throwing you shade. And well, that shade converts into bad things happening to you. So if you don't protect yourself, and I don't mean shade like talking to other people bad about you, because people should figure that if they were your friend and now all of a sudden they're talking bad about you, what are they saying about the person they're talking to about you? So that's, people should really realize that. And if you don't, wake up. Anybody that talks about anybody should really be careful, because sooner or later, that's going to come back and bite you in the butt big time.
That's what the dragon's for.
Anyway. Think of spiritual protection as a spiritual fortress, like a security system, a full-blown security system with motion sensors, cameras, alarms, baseball bats, pepper spray, glass breakage center, whatever it is, all unified. It cannot just be one thing. It cannot be just smudging and you don't have anything else. It cannot be the white light protection and nothing else. It cannot be crystals and nothing else. You have to have a full arsenal, a full repertoire of things to do. It cannot just be one thing and one thing only. And you have to keep evolving too. When people get attacked, they don't get attacked because they're doing something wrong. They get attacked usually because they're doing something right. And usually it's by that one person who gets jealous for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Because like with me, I want everybody to grow. I want everybody to evolve. I want everybody to be successful.
Yeah.
Makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know,
Or as I like to say,
I could take a vacation.
Right.
You know,
you need a vacation.
yeah.
As I like to say, if you aspire to be Christ-like, you'd best prepare to be crucified. Because they will come after you.
Yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, you just have to remember that.
Like they're coming after
Sometimes-
Ashley now, apparently.
It's nap time.
I know.
You know, and one of the things, okay, people don't realize that, you know, people are probably asking themselves, well, how do I know if I'm not protected properly? Well, if you're losing your temper all the time, you're pretty much not protected. It means that your aura, your energy field is being dented, okay? If you're drained, if you have nightmares, if you're easily influenced by others, like if people can just drag you around and make you do things that you really normally wouldn't do, but they just suggested it and you did it, and you know that personally is not the right thing, but you're just like a follower, you need to get more protection. If you feel threatened, if you're fanatical about someone, if all of a sudden you start following somebody, no matter where they are or who they are, and you're really getting to a point of being
Like a little culty.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little Jim Jones.
Yeah. It's time to do something. Cleanse yourself. It's time to get some crystals. It's time to get maybe a little salt and or sand, or you know, whatever.
Or see Glenda.
But you really need to remember that nobody should be fanatical about anybody.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah.
But seriously, people do call you and avail your services to, you know, look in and see what's going on and help them to ground and help them to let go of anything that might be attached, seal their ethereal membranes, cut the cords, all that happy stuff. So, yeah, you know, that's an option.
Now, if you're an empath, you should definitely protect yourself, because you're going to be feeling and manifesting all of the energies that other people have.
Yep.
Things could get attached to you because of that. So you're open. You have to really learn how to protect yourself. If you're trying to live other people's lives, if the Joneses got a Cadillac and all of a sudden you have to have that same Cadillac, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need the physical stuff.
Yeah.
You need to just set yourself back, relax, and everything will come to you as it should.
And keep in mind, everybody has to do their own work. You're not here to do your children's work for them. You're not here to do your spouse's work for them or your partner's work for them or your parents' work for them. Everybody's got to do their own work. You're here to evolve in your soul contract.
Okay, so now one of my methods that is really, really easy for me is I just do a white light protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's I imagine a white light bubble just surrounding me.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm right about to start driving, it works really good with not being visible by anybody, if you get my drift. So especially if you're driving, in highways and all that other stuff.
What do you mean with not being visible by anybody? Because that confused me.
Don't even think about it. Anyway, you want to be able to just ride in your car and get to wherever you need to safe, without interruptions by police officers or anybody else. And
suddenly angry drivers. 75,000-pound generators.
Exactly. So the more you do that and you take on that practice of doing it every single time you're about to leave, the stronger that shield becomes. I do it for my own, not just in my car, my house, before I go to sleep. I do it when I want to go, for example, when I used to go to college. I would just do that and be able to go through my whole college from my car to my office, because I used to be a cabinet member of the student government.
Yeah.
And not a single person will recognize me. And I could just go, go wherever I need to if I was in a hurry, whatever. Then as soon as I would bring the shield down, all of a sudden, hey, how'd you get here? And I would be like, I flew in. But I would practice that, and the more I practiced, the greater and the stronger I got. And not for nothing, but anybody that knows me knows that just my height and certain other things, I am
charisma.
I get very well known. So even just by my looks. So I learned how to do so I wouldn't get in trouble all the time. Now, for my kids, when they were leaving the house to go see their father, I would do that for them without them realizing it. And I remember a couple of times when David borrowed my car, I would give him a little, it's kind of like a stone of Michael, Archangel Michael, and I would tell him that would protect him. And when he had it in the car, everything was great. Didn't get tickets, didn't have any problems. He always went safe from the house to school or wherever he went. It went well. And it's interesting because now he's kind of using the same theory where he wears amulets, right? Okay.
I have one that's made of obsidian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So him and his girlfriend have learned that just a little bit of something like that will help them and protect them wherever they go. But the thing here is, I always keep saying, is the more you do it, the stronger it gets. The stronger your shield gets.
And that's not really doing the work for them. That's more role modeling so that they can come into the practice on their own terms.
Right. We were talking about saging before. You could use a lot of different plants and herbs that you could just have it as a house plant to remove negative energy. You could have aloe, barley, basil, bay leaves, cactus. You could have a cactus, and you can't really kill a cactus.
Nope.
Watch me.
That's a challenge.
It's a challenge, huh? Chamomile. You could actually boil the chamomile tea if you don't have anything to really sage with. Cloves. It almost sounds like you're about to go cooking, but all of these different plants and herbs that are very common are what help protect and purify your home or your office or your car, and wherever you have negative energy.
What about an onion?
An onion, yes. An onion, garlic, flax, frankincense, ginseng, ivy, lavender, all peppermint, rosemary, thyme, violets. I mean, and the list goes on. And it's more really, this is what people don't understand when they think that in the olden times, women with knowledge of herbs, okay, were witches. It's not that. It's that they knew the properties of all these herbs, and they just took it to protect themselves and those that they loved.
Yeah.
It didn't mean that there were evil witches or there were witches in general. They were just using what was available to them.
Well, a lot of indigenous people
Yes.
know the properties. They're certainly not witches.
No. And they know that, all these things help maintain the negative energy at bay.
And that's not to insinuate that someone who is a witch is a bad person.
No.
Once again, whatever you do, many paths, one truth. If you're practicing greatest good, it really doesn't matter what the hell you call yourself. Festivus for the rest of us, fine. Just practice greatest good.
Right. And, when I say about smudging, to go back to smudging, I tell people to start once a week. Okay. And then go down to every other week. Unless you go to work and you have a lot of anxiety and you bring those negative emotions and feelings back home, then you got to go back to doing it more often. It's all about maintaining calmness, protection, to maintain a happy home, and to get rid of toxicity.
Yeah.
So whatever it may be, whether it's, emotions, could be animals, could be, children, because sometimes children pick up that negative energy a lot faster than adults do.
And effectively, it's about being one with the universe.
Right.
Because the universe is effectively a place of love, and that is a good way to frame the driving force and energy of the universe. So you're coming back to that, and you're empowering that and allowing that to empower you. And that symbiotic relationship is very powerful.
Now, there's other things you can use. Sea salt, okay? That is considered the ultimate purifier. You take sea salt, and then you mix it with herbs, or you mix it with sawdust, or you mix it with ashes.
Okay.
And you spread that at the edges of your property, or if you're in an apartment, by all the thresholds, all the windowsills or whatever, anything where anybody's going to come in.
Yep.
And that will keep the negative completely out. That is like the ace of protection and cleansiness.
It's like the cornerstone.
Alrighty. Now, if you want to take it a step higher, you could actually take ocean water and mix it in with all that, and then use it as a little spray.
All right.
It won't keep long because ocean water tends to start smelling after a little bit. But you could, if you go to the shore every week or whatever, whenever you go, get a little bit of it. And
there you go.
Instead of you don't have to buy it. You could you're in the ocean, you could do it. Say white candles. That's another way. You take the white candle and you charge the white candle and you infuse it with your energy and your intention to cleanse, to protect, and basically to remove all negativity. So you burn that candle completely.
What do you mean by charge it?
I was gonna
Charge
ask
it.
that.
Charge it. Okay. You take the candle and you clean it out in a certain way. And then by charging it is you put your intentions in it. So, for example, I infuse this candle or I charge this candle with powerful purifying energy. And I ask this energy to spread throughout our lives and remove all negativity. So when you burn it, it actually spreads because you know when you burn a scented candle, you could actually smell the fragrance through the whole house.
Diffusing.
Right. So.
So it sounds like a lot of this stuff comes back to energy.
Yes.
Tesla.
Wow, that's bad. You are.
But
really
it's true.
bad. You're such a Capricorn today. Really? Didn't you hear the latest news? It's still Gemini season. Cool it.
No, it's Capricorn season.
Okay, where's my gun? Anyway. So, you know, for example, you could also charge jewelry the same way. So if you have a necklace or a ring, you could say the exact same thing and it will work the same way.
So if you liked it, then you should have put a charge on it?
Wow.
Too much?
Of course.
Too much. Way too much. That's way too much dad joke and way too much Capricorn, way too much. Like, that's like tilting the scales.
Is that
all
like
the way
Beyonce
over.
the Limits?
Oh, beyond that. Beyond that. Really? Wow. Okay,
help
people,
himself.
this is a really serious subject, but
Kenya,
it's a serious subject.
can
and
you please continue?
And
Kenya,
you have to be respectful when you do this type of stuff.
you're not from the West, but can you please continue?
Wow.
I'm a
People,
bad
now
boy.
we're going to be talking about crystals and gemstones after the commercial break. So we'll be right back in a couple of seconds, people.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, Caesars, high tops, blowouts, shape up, tape ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details, not available in all states.
Hi, this is Sensei Cho, and you're listening to Glenda's Dragon's Den on Wild FM.
Hi, this is Glenda Dawson with my crew here. We're talking about spiritual protection, Glenda's Dragon's Den. Right before the commercial, we talked about, I mentioned that I was going to talk about crystals and gemstones. Now, there are certain crystals and stones that you could carry for protective properties. A very short list, but there's lots and lots and lots that you could carry in each and every day. It seems like there's more and more crystals and stones appearing because they're harvesting or digging for more every single day.
But before we do that,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you have something to say?
do I have something to say? Are you serious?
Is that a question?
Here we go.
Yes, is that an action? No. There's a lot that we're covering here today. Mm-hmm. And again, some of it is surface, although important, to begin the practice of protection with. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you need to reach out to Glenda directly, one-on-one and in person, or even just over media one-on-one, go to glendasdragonsden.com, and there you will see the button for Glenda's Magical Creations. And Glenda's Magical Creations will put you in touch with Glenda and all of the various specific services that she can be of personal assistance with. She can also put you in touch with some of the classes that she gives, many of which are public by donation. So that's one option for you. If you're feeling a little uncomfortable going out in the world, there's another button for the Force to be Reckoned With page. That's the non-lethal deterrent equipment site where you can avail yourself of everything from pepper spray, stun equipment, to even things you can carry on an airplane that are simply just devices to help you should you need a little bit of training in how to defend yourself in the event something that is less than desirable confronts you. There's also the button for Glenda's doTERRA page. And doTERRA, of course, is the leading company in essential oils and diffusion equipment and things, which is also useful in protection.
Yes.
And strengthening the actual personal space and cleansing the personal space that we all live in. So that's another option. And then, for me, the most important one is the CTFO button for Glenda's site for CBD oil. And again, Glenda is no stranger to pain. She's basically been in pain her whole life. And suffice it to say, Glenda would not be here for this show tonight were it not the CBD oil from CTFO, which again is not only a leader in CBD oil, but there's also a 60-day empty bottle guarantee because CBD oil doesn't work overnight to alleviate any symptomatic presentation. It goes where it's needed. That's just how it works in the system. And sometimes it does take a while for it to work. So to be able to give you an honest ability to evaluate it, there's a 60-day empty bottle guarantee on that. Glenda, did you want to add anything to that?
No, that sounds good.
All right.
Okay, Mamacita, shut up now.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Anyway, so the...
Hard to begin from that.
Yes, it is hard to begin from that. It's sometimes a lot harder than you think, David.
¿Dónde está Santa Claus?
God, dear Lord. Anyway, the Force to Be Reckoned website, unlike what I'm speaking about right now, that is for physical protection. And what I'm speaking about today is for spiritual protection. We all need protection, no matter what plane we're at. And the good part about the non-lethal one is that you don't have to worry about carrying permits or going through 6 months of investigation for a gun or anything like that.
Or making a mistake of someone coming into your house who's in dementia or confused and not having them walk out of there.
Right.
So
it's just enough to give you an opportunity to get out of a bad situation, basically. Just stop them in their tracks and you can move on.
Neutralize them.
So that is why it's non-lethal, which I like to clarify, you know. And that's the same thing with spiritual protection. You don't want to harm, per se, the other person that may be throwing shade at you or, sending the negative energy to you.
Because that not great is good.
No. I mean, yes, you have your mirror, your wall, your protection, where if it's thrown at you, it bounces off, goes back to them. That's their doing. So whatever they do, they get back. It's kind of like karma on speed, So it's, you're not doing it. So whatever anybody throws at you, it goes definitely right back to them. And that is the one thing that people don't realize. Like, say, for example, black onyx. It takes the negative energy, process it, and then releases it in good energy. But in the meantime, it acts like a mirror, it sends stuff back.
So their karma runs over their dogma, in other words.
So that is why you see a lot of Spanish people. As soon as their baby is born, they buy a little azabache, which is a little pin with their name on it, and usually has a little black onyx stone. That is so if anything gets thrown at that baby, it bounces, it absorbs it, bounces, and goes right back to whoever did it. It's one of those properties that, although people know about black onyx, people don't realize that that is one of the properties. There's a lot of crystals and stones that do that act like a mirror. Mostly all the black ones. Obsidian, Apache tears, as they also call them. It's the same thing. They take the stuff and then they process it, absorb it, and change and send it right back. Now you could carry agate, You could carry amber. You could carry amethyst. We already spoke about black onyx. Citrine, coral, emerald. It's hard to remember all of them. Garnet, ruby, tourmaline. Basically, those are the main ones that you take with you, you could carry with you. And you can make a little bag. You could place them around your home. You could place them in your car. You could buy jewelry that has it, like I have here. This has this very special blue crystal in it. This crystal I use as protection. Silver jewelry protects you more than gold jewelry does.
And it looks better.
And
True.
yes, especially against black, you know.
But anyone that tells you to wear iron, you know, it was a great movie, but what the?
You're not a fairy.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to slow you down.
All righty. So, you know, you could even buy a little tiny box and put it in your purse. Anything. Us women, it's easier for us because we could just put them in our bra and nobody would notice anything. It's a lot easier to wear them.
Nature's pocket, baby.
Nature's pocket. There you go. There you go. Now, there's also angels and spirit guides. You could ask them for protection. But remember, even though they are assigned to us, our guides, our certain guides are assigned to us, or certain angels are assigned to us to protect us, and their job is to, you know, guide us and show us the right way and show us the path. And okay, they're not our slaves. So people have to remember that even though they're there, you got to respect and you got to show gratitude. You know, they're not there on demand. They're not there at your beck and call. You could ask for their assistance, but nobody really likes to be bossed around. So, you know, asking, be thankful and saying, hey, I really need protection right now. I'm about to go in there, you know, and I could tell it's a shark tank, and I really need to be as protected as possible.
Baby shark, baby shark.
You ask them. You don't demand. You know.
But it's a co-creation.
Right.
You can't stand in front of the 515 that's coming down the track and say, Michael!
Yeah.
If you're there! No, that doesn't work.
No.
Michael will say, well, you have free will.
Yeah.
Why are you standing in front of the train? I mean, you know.
It's got to be a co-creation.
Right. Everything has to be for greatest good. Everything has to be with gratitude, respect. I know that if somebody gives me an order, I don't do it. That's like my green light to do the opposite. And my youngest child here has witnessed it.
Yeah.
The more somebody orders me, the more like,
Do the exact opposite.
Go over there and do the opposite. Yeah. And I don't like it, so why should they? And they're like a lot greater than I am. I'm just human. That's about it.
The angel's not the youngest child over here. The angels are greater than her. The youngest child's good, but he's not greater than her.
Wow. He's really
He's throwing shade.
Yeah, I know. Really. Like
He's just keeping it real, folks.
I'm not sure if the Capricorn or the dad jokes are worse.
I know it's hot, but you don't need to be throwing shade. That's not going to help us right now.
So just be aware, okay, that all people that are healers, that are clairvoyant, that are mediums, that are doing anything with energy, okay, we know we have to protect ourselves. And we know that everybody else they should protect themselves. Not has to, because you still have free will, but it is advisable that you do.
And that's another thing. We say heal is here because we're used to saying it with people that understand what we mean. But the last time somebody said to me, I'm a healer, I said, yeah, when was the last time you did a resurrection? Healing facilitators. Again, it's co-creation.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it so people understand me. Dad.
Sorry, Lucy.
So, we always...
Go explain.
always wear what I call a protective glove. Say I'm a Reiki Grandmaster, and I provide healing through Reiki, or I facilitate healing through Reiki.
Or you provide healing facilitation through Reiki.
I cannot do it if I'm receiving negative energy through my hands. So I have to make sure that I am very well protected. So what a lot of us that are into Reiki call it a protective glove. We wear protective colors, okay, in one form or another, whether it be silver or violet or blue or even black. One way, there's a piece of clothing that we always wear that's one of those colors, because that is one of the things that protect us. It's kind of like a baseball player has to wear their uniform. So it's kind of like our uniform. We try to drink a lot of water because that will help us maintain and build that protection, because water is a cleansing
solvent.
Yes, okay, there you go.
And it's always just good to stay hydrated.
Yes, yes, very.
But water dehydrates you, so that's kind of a double-edged sword.
But you do have to drink certain number of ounces per day.
Yes.
And after that, yes, it starts to dehydrate you. But you do have to drink a certain amount of ounces. Why? Because it goes through your whole body and it cleanses your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea. Goes through all your organs, eventually, and does it. Now, visualization. We talk a lot about that word. You can actually, in a pinch, close your eyes and say, okay, I'm in a big bubble, and actually see the big bubble forming around you. Mm-hmm. Okay? As long as you do that, you don't have to do prayers and meditation and all this other stuff. It's a quick thing, and it's great.
But again, it takes practice. And the more you do it, the more intense and the faster you can initiate it.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You have to center and ground yourself every single day. Center and ground yourself. And it's the type of exercise that will protect you and keep you focused on whatever you're doing, not just, spiritual things, anything you're doing in your life. Think of the white light, divine light. Constantly visualize that. And the more you do it, the thicker and the stronger it gets. The fortress, if you build a fortress of wood, it's going to be a lot weaker than if you build a fortress of stones, and very thick stones. So, another thing is, you got to let fear leave your vocabulary. If when Larry and I go in and we do certain types of work, we cannot show fear. We cannot feel it, because that negative energy feeds off it.
And what helps me is knowing that I'm not in there alone. Right. I say I'm a 23rd Psalm kind of guy. Basically, that's kind of a catch-all for the fact that we know that we're there when we're there. We don't do every, remediation we're asked to do because some of it's not ours. If somebody is purposely stirring up shit to sell a book, you know what? Sorry, we can't help you. But we go in there knowing we're there if we're there because we're called to be there. And we have the confidence that everything we need to resolve what's there, we have at our disposal. I'm there for the laughs. She does the hard work because she's done the homework. And when she says she's a Reiki grandmaster, people can call themselves a Reiki grandmaster after what, 3 attunements?
No, they can't call themselves a grandmaster.
Okay, how many attunements for a grandmaster?
It has to be the full. Let's see. I would say a grandmaster is probably from the 15th on.
Okay, from the 15th attunement on. But people will call themselves a grandmaster after 3 attunements. Yeah, I'm a grandmaster practitioner, teacher. Yeah. And how many of you had just for the...
A Sui? 20.
Just in a Sui, which is the one most people have 3 attunements in and call themselves a grandmaster teacher. Just saying.
The title is master teacher.
The title is
Sometimes.
master teacher, but some people, I am a grandmaster teacher. You can call
Anybody?
yourself anything, but when it hits the fan, you're going to get soaked.
And again, leave your ego behind. Ego is a big factor in all this.
Yeah, I'm always trying to catch up.
Because if your ego is forefront and you think you're about that and you think you're greatest of anything, you're going to get attacked like if you were all that and greatest of anything. And then you're going to find out you're not, because nobody can do this alone. That's why you have to, there's the angels, there's the guardian angels, there's the archangels. That's why all the stones and crystals are available to us. That's why all these herbs are available to us. That's why the sea salts and the, ocean water and everything else is available.
And the Palo Santo.
And the Palo Santo and all that other stuff. No one can do one thing. It's a combination or a collaboration of all of it together. And if you put ego as your forefront, you're not going to learn or evolve, and you're definitely not going to be really protected, because eventually that ego is going to get you in trouble, and it's not going to be what you exactly want it to be or you can handle.
Ego is an Achilles heel, and it can be easily exploited.
Right. It's one of those buttons that people don't realize is very easy to press and go to max very quickly. Now, when you're doing other stuff, stay positive. If you have negative behavior around you and people are bickering and fighting and all that, try to stay out of there. Just, their goal is to divide and conquer. That's why so many people try to start arguments all the time, and they try to involve you and suck you right in. I'm like, you got no power here. Be gone, and I'm walking out because I don't need it.
Before someone drops a house on you.
Oh, wow. He went there.
It's so close.
So, also, when you decide that day to cleanse your house and do all this protection and do all these techniques, and you take one day and do it for yourself to really go through your house and really sage it, smudge it, whatever. Stay off recreational drugs. Stay off alcohol. One day. You could party all you want later, But within those 24 to 48 hours that when you're doing that, it is best to really remain in the present. And all that other stuff will just diminish your capacity to understand what's happening. and you're not really going to be paying attention. And any little mistake could have different consequences. So,
And keep in mind, you're a conduit. You're a conduit for the bigger picture, for the greatest good, for the higher powers that have placed you here to be the physical representation for the good work you're here to do. You have no power, really, that's your own.
no, it's a gift. And the gift can be taken right back.
Right back.
Rest and recharge. Especially if you're a person who's going to be doing ghost hunting investigations or readings, or you're a practitioner and you're going to be doing some type of energy work. Rest. You need to be at your strongest and at your most rested. You can, later on, you could decide to go party and do whatever you want. But right before it, make sure you rest and recharge. Make sure that you are at your fullest. If you go into a place where it's really negative and you feel that the negative energy is sucking the life out of you, so to speak, after you get out of there, recharge, re-energize, drink water, whatever you need to do. Now,
I just want to say, over the racing going on in the street, it's not a game. If you go into any situation and you're not comfortable that either the people you're with or the knowledge you have is enough to manage that situation safely, get the hell out. Because you don't want to tick it off. You really don't want it to attach. This stuff comes with potential consequences. It's not a game. I can't emphasize that enough.
Now, say you've been attacked and you feel that negative energy all around you, and you finally cleanse yourself, you cleanse your home, you cleanse everything you own, you cleanse your aura, yada, yada, yada. You do everything, okay? Let the sun in, believe it or not. The sunlight, it is phenomenal to re-energize you and give you the charge that you need to continue doing what you need to do. And also, it will finish burning the negativity around you. You know, like anybody that knows me, my biggest thing is go to the shore and sit there and just bake. I know you don't like the word, but you go to the shore.
You wouldn't believe where the pop-up timer is either.
And I could just...
Oh, God.
I can just... You notice I left that alone. I can just be there and get a nice tan and re-energize. And even though I'm one of those people that not supposed to be in the sun, but I needed sometimes to just get that natural light, because darkness hates light. And if that property of the natural sunlight is in me, they're not going to go near me. It's kind of a strange thing, but it does happen. It's kind of like airing out the negativity. So, recenter and reground. I cannot stress that enough. You keep trying to just close your eyes, do some meditation, reground, recenter, whatever ways or means that you feel comfortable with. Let's see. Don't dwell on it, okay? Out of sight, out of mind. This is the biggest problem I have come up with against when I'm teaching somebody. When I'm teaching somebody how to block or how to protect themselves, they keep going over the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. And I keep telling them, you block it, you cleanse yourself, you got to let it go. Because the more you talk about it, the more you think about it, the more you keep bringing it back onto yourself.
Thoughts are power.
Right. And, you know, once the more you think about it, the more you feed it, basically. And it's one of those very interesting things that people just don't understand. The more you let go, the better it is for everyone, including those that are your loved ones. So, now, I have seen what I call good luck charms, okay? There are many different types and many different facets of life, religious or non-religious. There have been crucifix, okay? Those are good luck charms. Religious medals or jewelry, you know, Mother Mary's little medal or whatever. Rosary beads.
Rosemary's baby beads?
Oh, God, yes. I'm a little tired and hot, people. Sorry.
You know, in this light, you do look a little like Mia, but we'll just move on.
I'm so lost. But you want to take a quick water break before we move forward?
Yes, let's take a quick water break.
We got to go water ourselves.
Yes.
And we'll be right back.
Or water each other.
No, that's kind of... Oh, God. We'll be right back.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, Caesars, high tops, blowouts, shape-up, tape-ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
Hey, this is Itzy Sweeney of New Morning Holistic Health Services. and you are tuned in to Glenda's Dragon's Den, where the wild and untamed meet on Wild FM.
Welcome back to Glenda's Dragon's Den. I'm Glenda, your host, and we will continue discussing spiritual protection techniques and blocking techniques. There you go. You practiced, huh?
Oh, yes.
So, you know, a lot of people carry what I call lucky charms, good luck charms.
Not just a cereal.
And not just a cereal, no. You know, and these are items that empower you and give you spiritual protection. You know, crucifix, mala beads, crosses, stones, crystals. People carry holy water with them.
Yeah.
Anointing oils, anything of that sort. Whatever you put your belief in or non-belief, whatever you want to work resonates with you. You know, every single thing in this world has properties to protect you from spiritual negativity. It's just whether you believe that holy water does it better than mala beads, or crosses work better than stones, or crystals better than crucifix. Whatever it is that empowers you.
A lot of it's familiarity.
Yeah, correct. You know, you have Star of David.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
But I'm serious. For you, it would probably resonate more because that is, you know.
More Metatron Cube, which kind of, yeah.
Okay. It's in that area.
Yeah, it's in that kind of general.
Right, exactly. So it's whatever you need to put in place during spiritual warfare, as I call it.
I was always a big fan of Enoch Light and the Light Brigade.
Alrighty. So, you know, if you need short-term blocking, say for investigations or house blessings or any environment that you do not live in but you may visit, begin before you do anything centering and grounding. Surround yourself with the divine light and continue blocking by stating some prayers or affirmations. You know, there's so many right now that I'm not going to go into the detail, but whatever prayer works for you. Some people do the Lord's Prayer. Some people just do the affirmation. If you're Native American, there's a different prayers that they do. So it's all what it empowers you and resonates with you. Have items of empowerment and protection, whether it be stones or crystals or crucifix or whatever, with you. Maybe bring some sage with you, you know, so you can do it before or after visiting the space. You could sage yourself, walk in, walk out, and sage yourself again, you know. So that would be a good way, a good practice to do. Now, if it's long-term type of thing, like in the place where you live, then do it often. No matter what it is, you do it often. We had a couple issues in the house that we live in now. And my youngest one, he got targeted because he was the youngest one and the one that they could probably try to persuade the most to. Right, David? You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. It always wanted me to say weird things, bad things, try to get me in trouble, try to make me do things that I did not want to do.
What? What tried to get you in trouble?
Spirit in the house.
Right. Okay.
I don't know why he targeted me.
because
Right.
you were the youngest, and he probably thought that you were the one that he or she could bend more into doing whatever they wanted them for you to do.
Mhm.
So he was a teenager at that time.
Mhm.
So of course, teenagers are easily influenced into things. And how did we resolve it, Dave?
We saged the entire upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Have little bundles of sage everywhere just in case too. Left some crystals around.
Mm-hmm.
Bless the whole upstairs. Now, every once in a while I'll keep it up, but it's been good so far.
Right. And how many years has it been?
I was in high school.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
7, 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm. And do you go to the attic?
No. I don't even touch the door. Not even close.
Well.
And that's okay.
Yes. Yes. He does.
Again, if you're uncomfortable with any part of spiritual practice, don't let anyone goad you into doing something you're uncomfortable doing. If you need advice, if you need guidance, go to someone you trust. You already know how to access Glenda, but don't push the envelope. I remember personally doing some work before Glenda and I worked together, and the husband actually was putting little pieces of paper up at the thresholds of the house. Come and get me. Go ahead. I dare you. Yeah.
Wow.
And
that, of course.
yeah, that's not advisable.
No.
Not good to provoke.
Not good to provoke.
Not good to provoke.
And that is why the attic is interesting in my house, because it's basically an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Any and all spirits that are in the house or on the property can be free to live in the attic, as long as they do not disturb the rest of the household.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes all of our pets, that includes the plants, that includes anything that's within the property line. Cars, anything. And they actually protect, and they have actually given me heads up when things are coming at me. And so, it's a mutual respect, and I never antagonize them. I try to hear what they have to say, and it's just total respect on all sides.
Now, occasionally, one of them gets it in their head that, look at her. What has she got? And serves as an example.
Yes, yes.
And what happens?
They get kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't like the accommodations.
My tenants, we have a mutual agreement. They're my tenants unless they defy the rules of the lease.
Which are basically greatest good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, we have had one or two that like to play little jokes and stuff like that, and
Move something here and there.
yeah, I or make it disappear.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times haven't we looked for things and it would be right there, and I know it was going to be right there, and then the next day, overnight, I'm like, it better be back by the time I wake up, and there it is,
But sometimes it's also for greatest good.
Right.
There was a meeting you had where you were looking for some paperwork.
Yeah, and had I found that would have been
Problematic.
And
But as soon as the meeting was over,
I found it. So it worked out very well. So that's what I'm saying. It's mutual respect, and they give me heads up, and they guide me, and we don't provoke each other. So it's all good. But I didn't get there overnight, people.
Mm-hmm.
I got there. I am where I am by many, many, many years of learning, of studying, of listening, even though I'm not a good listener, but I listen. I just may not do it exactly. And respect. If I had a mentor, I respected that mentor and I listened and I followed directions. If not, they were there to teach me. I wasn't there to do them a favor.
And as I recall, your mentors were tough.
Yes, yes. Especially one mentor that was living in New Jersey and then moved to Ohio, and she passed away 2.5 years ago. And I mean, my kids met her, but they didn't know that she was one of my mentors. She lived right next to Grandpa and Grandma. Oh. And she taught me how to read tea leaves and how to look at a tree and get information from it, and how to talk to plants and how to talk to animals, communicate with all living things. And I met her early 1990s. Oof. Okay, and all that time, from the second I met her, she was guiding me and teaching me, and would call me often. How you doing? Did you do this? Did you do that? You know, and by following her and listening to her and not arguing and not putting my ego, oh, I know how to do that. I don't need your. No, I would say, oh, wait, how do you smudge? How do you sage? Oh, you do it a little different. Oh, wait, I always thought it was this way. And then she said, well, this is the way I do it. And that's why I go to all these different classes and all these different workshops, because you should never stop learning. You should never stop experiencing things in a different way. You have to evolve, and you have to keep growing all the time. If you stay stagnant, that negativity is going to catch up to you.
And don't let her fool you. She is continually working on certifications, on different modalities of practice. She is constantly hard at work, bettering her overall knowledge.
Not just that, I want to be a better version of myself than I am today, each and every day. And the only way to do that is to allow yourself to learn, to grow, to evolve. If you're always in a bad mood, look, people, check yourself. Check in and figure out why you're always in a bad mood. Just because you're in a bad situation doesn't mean you have to be in a bad situation all the time. I mean, I work with attorneys. Mm-hmm. Okay? Attorneys can sometimes be very interesting to work with.
Dramatic?
More than that. I had an attorney throw a book at me early in my career. Literally, from her office to where the desk I was in, she took a law book and she swung it, because that's what she was used to. I ducked. I looked at her, and right there and then I said, no, this is not going to be where I end up. I'm going to get my experience. I'm going to learn what I need to learn. And get my ducks in a row and let the universe show me what my next step is, because I cannot imagine I'm going to be here taking this abuse so I could have a job. Or my career. That was not. So the next day I went in, I was all smiles, and she's looking at me, and she started yelling and screaming, okay. And I just continue, you're not going to mess with me. No, I'm not going to give you that power. I'm going to empower myself, not you or your negativity. And, you know, just by doing that, and I used to say no to nonsense, just by doing those two little things, changed the whole environment. Because no matter what she did, it didn't affect me. And I just did what I needed to do and then moved on.
There you go.
Understand, everything is opportunity.
Correct.
if you don't see the opportunity, you either need to reframe it or move on. And sometimes moving on is the exact opportunity you need. And then finally, gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. There's a reason why almost every modality is based on gratitude. Because if you're not appreciative of whatever you have, then your energy vibrational level is going to plummet. And that's when the magic happens, and it's not good magic.
Correct. That's very true. Just remember that everyone in this world right now is trying to just make it the best they can and learn what they came here for. And the only way you're going to do that is to be open to it. Open to the learning, open to the evolvement, open to whatever your path is. And with that, you have to remember that there's also things that are trying to stop you from evolving and learning and just learning and just bettering yourself.
Or test your mettle.
Or test you to the point where...
Test your conviction.
Yep, you're at that edge, and you have to remember who you are and not let them, no matter what they do, not let them push you over the edge. And we're humans, so you gotta, every single time, every single day, remember certain mantras or certain ways of thinking or just to keep you where you need to be spiritually and emotionally.
Every day and in every way, I am getting better and better.
The Capricorn has spoken. Anyway.
Again.
And not the last time.
Just every day be thankful for what you have. Every day be thankful for what you don't have. Because sometimes the lack of something is what helps you get to where you need to be.
And appreciate what it is when you get it.
Very true.
Very true. People in the group I'm in were talking about how much it rains here versus how much it rains in Seattle. And I said, it's not the humidity, it's the humility. It's how much you can appreciate the sunny days for the rainy ones.
Right.
If every day was a beautiful day, our nature is to take things for granted. But it's those less than optimal days, whatever less than optimal is for you, that give you the appreciation and the perspective for the good days.
Now, I didn't speak about too much on roses, but if you add rose bushes through all your property, around your property, rose bushes actually absorb any energy, bad energy that's thrown to you.
All right.
Okay.
It's good to know.
Yeah, and you could tell what rose bushes were attacked or, how much they were because you find in the spring that there's more dead than there is alive. Then you know that's what happened. But that is something that comes from my background and my family. My grandmother had roses. My mother had roses. My father came to love roses, and every single house I have lived in, basically, I've had rose bushes, whether they were in pots or they were all over the garden.
And I had rosebud.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Anyway, rose water is a good one. You could actually take rose water and clean your floors with it and take the negativity out that way.
Nice.
So I just wanted to point that out. He's really off the charts today. I don't know. I think I'm going to bring, next time it's this hot, I'm going to bring like, instead of a hot bottle, I'm going to bring something with ice in it and put it over his head or something.
Oh, boy.
Maybe he could sit on it, but it'll melt. Ooh, he's quiet.
Right.
It's a rare time.
Punishment cubed.
Oh, boy.
16 minutes again?
No, 16 inches.
Sorry, but we're never going to forget that. So
16 inches.
On that note.
Yes, on that note, we'd like to thank everyone for being here. We apologize for sweating and melting, but it's a little warm, and hopefully next week everything will be back to normal.
Damp you.
Wow.
Damp you.
And I want to make sure you understand
any better.
Never underestimate darkness, because the stronger you are, the more they will want to bring you down. Light always shines the dark. Just be wise and practice, practice, practice. And next week, how's your show?
Well, my hosts will be back from Anime Next. They were out this past week, so we're going to talk about all the fun stuff that happened while they were at the convention, meeting some fans. And
what convention?
The convention was called Anime Next. Yeah.
Heard there was a car involved.
Yes, a friend of mine, one of my co-hosts, he built a car based off of the anime Initial D, which is about street racing in Japan. And he built rebuilt a Trueno 86.
And how'd he do?
Good car.
Well, he spent $30,000 rebuilding it. It's pretty much screen accurate, and he was asked to be in a car show at an anime convention. So I guess he's doing pretty good.
Yeah. We don't fool around here with our anime, boy.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yep.
This ain't your Sailor Moon replica here.
Oh, is that the only anime you know? Because I have a feeling that's the only one.
It's the one that sticks in my head.
Of course it does. All you can think of is Sailor Fuku's.
No.
The little moon bun hair.
No.
No, like wearing them.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
It's the suit.
Oh, it's the suit? What, you want to be tuxedo
I'm a sucker
mask?
for a girl in uniform.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well, that's what the Sailor Fuku is. See, if you'd watch my show, you know what a Sailor Fuku is.
I know, but it's not just, it's any uniform.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
next week, we're going to be discussing. What are we going to be discussing?
Seekers.
Spiritual seekers. All about what we encounter in our path and on our way there. So we'd love to have you. Have a great week.
Hopefully you'd love to be had. David, what's your week look like? What are your big goals and plans?
It looks
for the
like
week?
7 days.
week?
Oh, zing.
Hopefully not have everything be crazy.
That would be nice.
Yeah, good luck with that, sitting in between the two of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Be blessed. Have a good one. See you all next week.
See?